We are back with some more Colts franchise, and as you can see, we are 9-0. We won our Week 10 game, and we did skip our bye week. Obviously, you guys saw in the Cowboys video, we had to miss a couple days of not recording because I was out of town, had to play games out of town. Luckily, in Legacy, we had our bye week in that, so we only had to play one game. We played the Vikings. We currently don't have a Vikings user just because I think he left to join Infinity or something like that because this is our final season. I don't know what happened, to be honest, and I'm sure they're not wanting to fill it just because we only got, 6-7 games left of regular season until we enter the playoffs, and then we're done until Madden 22 with this series. So just played the CPU, got it over with. I mean, I probably honestly could have had time to record it and play it and show you guys, but I didn't think it was that important. It was a CPU game, they're kind of easy. But we'll take you through the game. And since our bye week was last week, I thought I'd make this kind of the bye week video and get it all wrapped up and get it all caught up and stuff. So still 9-0, and we actually had our first 2 breakout players in that game versus the CPU, which was kind of crazy. We had a chance to get Paris Campbell to Superstar and Gilbert the Third to Superstar. So that was huge. We got him in the trade, got rid of Bobby, and we actually got both of them. They were very, very close. One of them wasn't. Paris Campbell I got easily, but Gilbert, actually, I got it on I held the Vikings to under 200 yards. As you can see, the Vikings offensive yards gained 192, so if they get 8 more yards, I was screwed not getting the Superstar ability, and we got it, which was great. Great to see for the man's development, but we'll go through some stats here. Huston slang it all over the place, 284 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks for him. JT ran the ball pretty well, 20 for 68, got a touchdown. Hines, 8 for 29, not the best. And Nick Zimmerman, 5 for 21, also not really the best there. We had a fullback run as well. Receiving, Paris got it pretty easy. I think I got this in the first half, 8 for 133. He got the 3 touchdowns, so he is now a Superstar development player. Brian, 5 for 97 and 1. Brian Edwards didn't really do much. Colby, I mean, it was really Pittman and Paris, and then I was running the ball trying to get the clock over with, the game over with. Gilbert was close. I mean, I got a tackle for a loss pretty early. No picks or sacks or forced fumbles for him, so I was trying to get that second tackle for loss. Never did, but luckily we were able to hold him under 200 yards, and part of that's just because our defense played amazing. I mean, we got a lot of sacks today. Buckner obviously he always gets tackles for loss. I mean, Buckner always does. We had 2 sacks out of Darren Carden, 1 out of D-Buck, 1 out of Jared Davenport, 1 pick, Marvell Tell. I think we had a few forced fumbles as well. Marvell Tell had 1, and DeForest Buckner had 1, which is great to see. Kicking, 100%, didn't miss a damn thing, which is great. Rodrigo banging everything. Punting, kicking, really didn't matter. I mean, it was a pretty boring game, and the CPU games are going to be boring, and that's probably the main reason why I didn't want to show it. And the CPU's only touchdown was on there was like 30 seconds left before the second quarter ends, before we go to halftime, and they got like an 80-yard Dalvin Cook up the middle run. It was just wide open. Other than that, it was just me locking up the CPU. So I didn't think it was really that important for you guys to watch that one, and I think I made the right decision on that. So I'll go ahead and show you guys their Superstar abilities. Paris Campbell's 1 overall away from unlocking his second, which is great. He got deep in elite. Receivers with this ability catch more consistently while catching passes 20-plus yards from the line of scrimmage inside the numbers. I actually think that's a pretty solid ability, not too bad, so I'm excited to see how that works out. Also, getting a second ability is really nice. So another receiver with abilities is always good, especially this deep into the season when everyone's got abilities, everyone's got shit going on. And Gilbert also got himself 1 reach elite. Defenders with this ability can reach out of engaged blocks to tackle or sack nearby ball carriers, which that one as well, I really don't think is that bad. Gilbert only comes in on base packages, so, usually that's, people are running the ball most of the time. I'd say probably over half for sure they're running the ball. So that's a pretty solid ability for him. So I'm actually happy. Those abilities weren't the worst in the world. I could have got a lot worse abilities for both of them. So I'm kind of happy. And I'm actually surprised I got one. I didn't think I was going to get one all season long. I don't know if there was like a cap on how many people can be Superstar on your team, but I was surprised when we advanced to Week 10. I was like, holy shit. I got 2 breakout players somehow. So, and we were able to get them both, which is great. So let's take a look at the standings. Our Week 11 game next week's actually very, very massive. Because if we look at the AFC, there's only a couple 2-win teams. We have a win over the Patriots already. The Jets are 6-2, Broncos 7-2. We're the only undefeated team, and the Steelers are 8-1. So that Week 11 game, if I do lose to the Steelers, he will jump ahead of me. I'll lose the 1 seed. I'll drop to the 2 seed. He will jump at the 1 seed. Will be tied, but he will have the tiebreaker. And if I do win this, then we have the tiebreaker over Steelers and the Patriots and a game in hand. So if we do drop a game later down the road, we're still the 1 seed. So it's a huge game for us to really, we could really push for that 1 seed if we beat the Steelers next week. Get that game cushion for the AFC. That way, if we do drop one, we're still hold the bye week. So it's a huge, huge game. We'll quickly go through the divisions. Obviously, the Steelers at 8-1. Trey not having the best of seasons. I think he's more. A lot of these guys are more focused on next gen. They're not really paying attention to the current gen stuff. So that's probably why he's sitting at 5-3. Bengals 5-4. Browns 4-4. Us 9-0. Patriots 7-2. Jets 6-2. Dolphins and the Bills down there. Broncos 7-2. Raiders 4-5. Chargers 3-6. Chiefs 1-7. Bears 5-3, Vikings 4-5, Packers 3-6. The Bucks are leading the South at 6-2, Falcons 5-3, Saints 3-6, Panthers 2-6. Philly leads at 6-3, Giants 5-3, Cowboys 4-4, and the football teams at 2-6. And the Rams, I think, just got their first loss. They were undefeated. They're 7-1. Cardinals 6-2, 49ers 5-3, Seahawks 3-5. We're the only undefeated team currently, and we're playing. We're playing great. We are playing absolutely great. We just got to keep rolling, keep just playing well. And that Week 11 game will be very, very important. Hopefully, we can get a win there. We're 4th in offensive yards currently, and I think top 10 in defense for sure. Right? We're 1st apparently in defensive yards, which I did not know. I knew we were top 10. I didn't know we were 1st though. Huston, sophomore year, doing pretty good, not bad. 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, but he's really not doing too bad. He really isn't. JT's playing great, 162 for 727 and 11, only 1 fumble. Hines, 65 for 356 and 1. He's been, a nice change of pace back. Pittman leading us in receptions and yards, just being a freak. 44 catches, 863 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Paris, he deserves to be up there too because he's been playing amazing in some of these games. 38 catches, 727 yards, and 8 touchdowns. It seems like, for whatever reason, my slot receiver in the Bengals playbook is amazing. When we were playing with the Bengals and we had their playbook, John Ross was a beast. And here we are, first year with the Bengals playbook on the Colts, and Paris Campbell usually was hanging around 3rd or 4th in receiving yards and receptions and stuff, and here he is well cemented into 2nd place. So it just seems like if you have a good slot receiver, the Bengals playbook is pretty nasty for them. Colby, 31 for 503. Brian, 27, 351, and 2. Not the best year for Brian, but that's mainly because these 3 are just kind of taking all the targets. Hines, 24 for 217. JT's got a couple catches. The rookie's down here's got some catches. Another rookie's got some catches. No sacks allowed for Quentin Nelson because he's just an absolute tank. Tackle leader is DeForest Buckner. That is pretty crazy. Deontay Bush? That's weird. I wouldn't expect that. 21 tackles for loss. Look at Gilbert with 10. 21 tackles for loss. Absolute freak. 8.5 sacks for him. Carden, great year for him so far as well. First year switching to defensive tackle, and he's sitting at 4.5, which is great. Davenport at 4, DeMarcus Lawrence at 3, but he's made an impact. He has a lot of throw out of sacks, a lot. He could easily have 6 sacks, easy, with all the throw out of the sacks that he's had. So I'm not too upset with his production. Picks, 3-way tie between Marvell, Kendricks, and Wilbon. Forced fumbles, we got Marvell with 3. Marvell Tell having a great year right now, getting all these forced fumbles. We have a lot of touchdowns, I think. Yeah, 4 defensive touchdowns. Eric Kendricks, Gilbert, Darius Leonard, and Julian Blackman. Kicking, I think we've missed a couple, right? Oh, we're 100% with Rodrigo. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Nothing really crazy on kick returns. We did have the punt return with Hines, which was amazing. Absolutely amazing. We'll quickly look at some leaders here, and we'll hop on out of here. So our receiving leader right now is Jalen Early, 3,150 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 12 picks. He's also the passing touchdowns leader by a mile. Huston's in 2nd. So he's slinging it. He really is slinging it. And that's our next opponent. So it could be a pretty crazy game. Rushing wise, we got Miles Sanders well ahead of everyone at 1,300 with 10 touchdowns. Sony Michel is our touchdown leader at 12. Our receiving leader, Jonnu Smith. That is a name I did not expect to see up here, but he is up here with over 1,000, 9 touchdowns as well. I really did not. I mean, Michael Pittman's up here, but that is not a person I expected. Well, now we know. I mean, he also has Tyreek Hill, right? Yeah, he's up here too, top 10. Those are some pretty intense receivers there, man. Pretty intense. Tackle leader is whoever this is on the Detroit Lions. It's got to be Buckner, right? Yeah, 21. Chase Young's at 16 right there. Sack leader, Sampson with 12. Buckner's in second with 8.5. Not too bad, not too bad. Kicking, we could just skip kicking and punting. I mean, that's really nothing. Any kick returns happen? It seems like we got one from the Bills. An 88-yarder and a punt return. It seems like we have a couple punt returns. Rashad Penny got one, Hines. Then we got one from Adams and Josh. A lot of punt returns. Interesting. It's kind of crazy how no punt returns in the next gen league, but current gen we got a lot. And then current gen we have one kick return, and next gen we have a lot. It's weird how that kind of flip-flop. But we'll take a look at the schedule here before we wrap this video up. I mean, we played great. I mean, look at these score lines. I mean, we're D'ing up on defense. We're playing great offense. This was a very close game. Some of these are pretty close. Steelers, that's a huge game. If we win that, we're setting ourselves up in a really great position. Texans should be able to handle that. Dolphins, that should be pretty I mean, these two games will probably be kind of difficult. Same with the Jets, Titans, and the Jags. I mean, I would say the Titans would be difficult, but I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened to him, man. Ever since Derrick Henry left, it just hasn't been the same anymore. It hasn't been much of a threat. I mean, he used to contend for the division. I really have no clue, but we should be fine. We'll be setting ourselves up very, very well if we can win this next week's game. Sunday night football as well against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a huge game. But that is all we got for this video. Oh, actually, it's not all we got. We do have an injury. I almost forgot to tell you guys. Our starting right guard tore his labrum in the last game we just played against the Vikings, so he will be out for 5 more weeks. He'll be back for playoffs. So we're going to be rolling with our rookie right guard. I was thinking about switching Pinter over there, but I was just like, is what it is. I mean, actually, Pinter's not even on that team anymore, is he? No, he left. This is the guy I was thinking about, Schilling, the backup left guard. But I was like, I'll give the right guard a chance. Give the man a chance out there. So he will be starting 61 overall, right between Braden and our superstar center. So, if we have a weak point, it's good to be between these two guys out here. I mean, that's a decent point there. So that is going to be it for this video, though. I just wanted to make it so once we get to our Week 11 video, we don't got to talk about anything. It's just Week 11. Everything's wrapped up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.